Hello and welcome to Leashed Dads podcast. That is JJ.
Jared, that's JCD Jared. MC
We are
Jared.
two leashed dads, fathers, that get together to discuss our everyday father life while chained to our parental responsibilities. And it is our 1 year anniversary. Woo! Boop!
Yeah!
Sound effects. Helicopters.
Wait, hold on. I got this.
Booze.
I may have.
Fireworks.
Boom, shakalaka, boom.
Applause.
Boom, shakalaka, boom.
We've been doing
Shakalaka,
this
boom, boom,
1
boom,
year
shakalaka.
for you, folks.
Oh my God.
For you.
We hit that 1 year mark. Oh, I can't believe it, actually. It's been 1 year. One
It
hell
doesn't
of
feel
a
like
year.
it, honestly.
Is it? No, it really doesn't. It's really crazy, but here. I got this because it's 1 year and I just feel like it's necessary. If it would play. Damn it. Thank you. Yeah, 1 year. I know, it's huge. Congratulations, Jared. 1 year.
Oh, congratulations, JJ. It's
a hell of a year.
For that.
I need this moment.
I like to thank my
Anyways.
kids because otherwise I wouldn't be here. But all right, so tonight we are kind of doing a recap of our past episodes. We're not doing like a clip show because we're not that technologically advanced. But we're going to talk about the episodes we did over the past year and enjoy the memory lane trip if you guys listened through the entire series.
And
honestly,
if not, you can always go back.
Right. If you hear something you like, go back. But I want to hear if anybody's listened to every single one of them. I just want to know.
And if you have,
Leashed
awesome.
Dads,
congratulations for sticking
yes.
with us for the entire year. There is more shit to come. Sorry, more shit to come. More content, not shit, content. We will be bringing more content. We will be working on that. And if you want to be, as you may have heard in the past, for those who have followed, if you want to be a guest, you know how to reach us. You can always leave a comment or whatnot as well. So let's kind of get down to it, Jared, shall we? I mean, I want to.
Let's do it.
So I just kind of, again, we'll start with our usual stuff. But this, I think, might run a little differently here. I actually wanted to do some other things with this episode. But then I'm like, it's just too damn late. Like, if I wanted to do something, we needed to actually prepare ahead of time. And it's just too damn late.
Yep.
But, anywho, so for me, work has been fun, a little painful. I'm still not used to standing up all day long for 10, 8 hours, whatever it may be a day.
Yeah.
And although it's only 4 hours a day, I'm still not used to it. Or 4 days a week, I'm still not used to it because I would do that. I'd come home and I'd still be on my feet taking care of my kids. Compared to working from home, being in my basement for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then going upstairs and taking care of my kids.
Yeah.
So going from lazy remote work to walking around and doing shit, there's definitely a difference. Although it's been great, I'm not gonna lie, I'm finally getting more hands-on action. Sounds dirty, and if you took it dirty, congratulations, your head is in the gutter. And I like where you're going. No, I am finally. It's not even going to sound any better when I say getting my hands in patients' mouths. I'm getting more responsibilities with the assisting role. We did bring on a new team member Monday. Like, they started Monday, so it's nice. They're going through their schooling like I did. She could have started earlier as well, but she apparently, kind of like similar situation, didn't have enough time of her 2-week notice. So one of those things, shit. I think companies try to screw you over nowadays. Although mine was a little more of, I was a fucking pushover. Congratulations. That's out of the way though. I think hers was just like, all right, well, she didn't have enough time to put in her 2 weeks and be merry-go forth. Um, yeah, so talked about the pain. Yeah, I wanted, again, like I said, want to try to come up with something for this episode being special to us that 1 year, being special to you as well. 1 year's worth of content. That's about 46 to 48 episodes worth of shit. Technically, you'd think it should be 52, but there were some weeks where Jared and I felt like shit. So, it's like 4 weeks of vacation. Just random
Yeah.
weeks of vacation. But that's okay. Actually, we did have some incidents go on around our families or whatnot where it just felt like shit. Other crazy events like losing a sister or sibling or whatever it may be. Actually, that was like last year. So that was before we
No,
started all
yeah.
this.
But you had another family, like a couple of other
I had
family
family members
pass
pass away. I was dealing with the change or the mentality of change or needing to change jobs and careers or whatever. So, but we pushing through. So that's my week in a nutshell. Oh, trick or treating was great, by the way. Happy late Halloween to all of you. Hopefully, you got some good candy and you're pumping it through your children. Although I don't think that's a great idea. Although apparently there's a dentist out there that says fuck that shit. The best time or the best way to eat your Halloween candy is to eat it all in one go.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to cause stomach aches, eat it all in one go. Fuck that. Congratulations, you just made your kid a diabetic.
Right.
Who cares how long your Halloween candy lasts? Anywho, that's a story for another time. Maybe that's what we'll talk about. Feeding candy to your fucking children. Wow, I'm just...
Okay. Well, yeah. That's a sore topic for him.
I don't know. I mean, being in the dentistry world now, it's kind of like one of those things where you have a dentist saying, eat all your candy right away. Bitch, please. Oh, by the way, they're out in like Virginia or West Virginia. So it could also explain it might also be like some sort of state bias.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? We won't go there as of right now. So, Jared, hit me with your balls to the walls.
Yeah, so work has just been balls to the wall, nonstop work. Not that I'm not accustomed to that. It's just that it's a little bit more than what I have been in the last 2 months, which is fine.
It's
That's what I'm
that
there
time of
for.
year, though, isn't it?
It is that time of year, but yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. I think
We won't
about
go
work
into
all
it.
day
I just
long.
wanted to know.
It's just like
Guys,
yeah.
he's gonna be balls to the walls for the like next month or two, trying to
2
renew
months.
insurance
Yep.
and everything.
Actually, until March.
Whatever.
But yeah.
Usually, the end of the year is the busiest time, and the beginning of the year is the last 2 months of the year, and the first, I'll say, 2 months of the new year is always the busy time, because that's when companies are like, I need to renew my insurance with you.
Yeah.
So Jared's gonna be a bitch later on.
I am.
If you
Stay
hear
tuned
more,
for
if
that.
you hear complaining, it's because he's bitchy.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers. But you would know if you listen to these. You would know if you listened to the episodes like last year. He did bitch a little bit about it. But yeah, we're rounding that season. Maybe Jared has a mental change, a new mentality based on everything that's gone on recently. So we'll see how he handles this upcoming month or two. Anyway, sorry, Jared, to derail your
Well,
talk.
going over the triggers, I don't think I would hope I don't have those anymore. I certainly have had situations in the past week or so where the old version would have flipped out and went to the cuckoo's nest. But I really think the main thing that this is going to really get to me is just my energy level throughout the day. Just
Fair.
putting all my thoughts and passion into something I feel like I'm not meant to, but I am having more freedom at work as well, where I am having more opportunities to think outside the box. And I had an opportunity, I ran my first meeting today of like 30 people or so. I
Holy
think
shit. A meeting of 30
I
people
know
and he
30
got to run it.
people.
Congratulations.
I got to run it, and because it was similar. Thank you, thank you.
Hold on, it's not over.
Please, yes. I'm in God. I get my pants on, just like everyone in the room, one leg at a time. Anyway, so there, it was kind of once I relaxed and brought out this persona without being, an inappropriate version of this persona, or without being inappropriate, I was much more comfortable and just going with the flow and really having fun with it. So I wasn't stressed out at all. I just ran with it, and it turned out great. So
About damn time.
yeah, about damn time is right. And I really think that unlocking jar potential, my YouTube channel, drop, has helped me a lot in getting more comfortable with expressing my true self. And this helps too. I mean, obviously, a year ago, before we did this, that kind of shit would have just, I would have been
Oh, hell yeah.
nervous as all hell, prepping and practicing what I was going to say. No, it is what it is. People screw up all the time, and if somebody makes a mistake, who cares? We're not perfect, so
We're never perfect. Speaking
nope.
of perfect, I mean, perfect is only always in front of us and it's unreachable. Um,
Correct.
but so let's talk about Halloween a little bit. I
Oh
know
yes.
because that did happen, right? I know you probably did something Monday, the day before Halloween, the 30th. I ended up doing some pumpkin carving with my children.
Me
Um,
too.
yeah,
Friday night.
oh, you did it Friday night, so you were kind
Yep.
of ahead. Well, mine got delayed, and it's because I didn't have one child. Oh, I did go see the show Pretty Woman.
What's the show?
No, it's a musical Broadway show.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
I never saw the movie, but I went and saw Pretty Woman at the PAC, or the Performing Arts Center here in Appleton area. It was really good. It was really good, knowing that it's based about a hooker finding a very rich guy and them falling in love and blah 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 blah. And yeah, I liked it. Then I ended up watching the movie at home. So uh, I think I liked the Broadway musical rendition a little more than the movie, because at the end the guy rides a freaking bench rather than the car. Like he's supposed to ride like a white stallion and be that prince that comes and saves the princess or whatever from the tower. In the Broadway musical, he rides the bench and it's got like it's like a horse on the bench, and then he's like riding it like, yeah. Where in the movie he's in like a freaking limo and just coming to her rescue while she's in her apartment building and whatnot. So yeah, that's my thing right there. That was good. I actually made it a date night, by the way, with Sam. So we ended up going to a
Nice.
restaurant called Carmela's. We haven't been. I would say it's been a while since we've been there, which it has. I think the last time I was there was actually with my parents when we went and saw another show a long, long time ago, and when Sam and I first started dating around that time and going to shows together. So, long story short, went to PAC as a date night kind of thing. Then Monday we carved pumpkins. Kane's pumpkin was, he all of a sudden turned it into like a stabby 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 like Michael Myers kind of thing. He wanted just to stab the pumpkin and make it look like somebody murdered it. um, Arlo and Nico's pumpkins turned out to be a character from this video game called Garden of Banban. They wanted their character or their pumpkins to look like a character called Jumbo Josh. For those of you who paid attention to video games like that, um, Eleanor's pumpkin. Well, Sam wanted it to have a bow in it. I was like, screw it, let's just try to make it look like a bow. I fucked up, and it turned out to look more like a bat.
That's funny.
Yeah, So what'd you guys do for your Halloween or your pumpkins?
So we picked Natalie picked up Antonio on Friday, and Friday night we Eleanor really wanted to do the pumpkins, so we stayed up pretty late actually doing them. And Cora did her design. Natalie helped her do that. I helped Eleanor make a cat pumpkin,
Nice.
which it turned out pretty good. Her drawing of it was kind of hard to carve, but
Do you
it turned out fine.
do you actually like draw on like piece of paper and then put the paper on the pumpkin?
No, we draw on
Oh,
the pumpkin.
okay. Because I know I did kind of
Yeah,
like that too. Drew on the pumpkin and started carving. I don't necessarily use the carving utensils of a pumpkin. I just took freaking
oh
household knives, so they're not so
yeah,
flimsy, and just that's how I started carving them because I'm not going to take the time to go buy things that I'm only going to use once a year, and then all of a sudden never use them again, and then go buy some more. So it's just a waste of money at that point, even
yeah.
if it is a annual thing. Um, but yeah, so
Yeah, and then trick or treating was hell. For those of you who don't know, my city was a dumbass and decided to cancel trick or treating an hour into it.
really,
Yeah, not quite sure where you guys' thought process on that. If anybody from the Sheboygan is
why'd they
listening, but
cancel?
well, it was blizzard conditions. The winds were 25 miles an hour minimum, gusts up to about 35, 40. And it was snowing all day long, including during trick or treating, and then it stopped for about an hour and a half, and then it picked up again. So we started out in the snow. Actually, it was sleet, then snow, then it stopped. Oh, and it was thundering too at the same time. So then it
No wonder why.
stopped, cleared up, and then when we were on our way back home, the winds and the snow picked up again, and we were just, it was in our teeth the entire walk
Mm-hmm.
home. It was, the girls were miserable. I was miserable. It was just terrible. But so they redid it for tonight again. So there, our city had kids that got to go twice.
Little fuckers,
I
lucky.
know.
They get to go for a little bit and then they go again. Wow, lucky them. We yeah, we got snow. Oh my god, dread snow a little early. Got it in October. But that didn't. It wasn't as probably as bad. We didn't have a blizzard during trick or treating at all. Kids got. I don't know what's up with this. Appleton area does like a 4 hour window of trick or treating.
4 hours.
4 hours, from 4 to 8.
Wow.
4 freaking hours. Seriously, the part of the city I'm from usually would only do like 4 to 6:30, so like 2.5 hours or whatever, or 4:30 to 6:30. But 4 to 8, why? Why do you need that long? Like, I, I don't know. I don't know what Appleton's thought process is when everybody else is kind of doing only like 2.5 hours worth of trick or treating. I could be wrong. So if you guys have a longer period, let me know. I would be more than happy to hear. But honestly, the whole, I guess, understanding the like blizzard for trick or treating and whatnot, that's fine. Whatever. Cancel it because it's a smart move and then reschedule. Um, but sometimes they plan better. Maybe they should have planned better. Maybe had it over the weekend. Because I know
Yeah.
some areas like to do it over the weekend. That way, parents are home and whatever and whatnot. Rather than, oh yeah, Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. People are coming home from work. They got to turn on their lights or whatever.
Right.
And it's like,
Like,
okay,
just seriously, it was snowing and blowing all day, and there was a bunch of accumulation on the ground.
yeah,
Cancel it midday. The radar said it was going to snow until 7 o'clock. Cancel it midday, not an
right,
hour into it.
yeah. Don't be like, oh yeah, cancel now, and all of a sudden ruin it, and then let the kids go again.
Right.
I mean, that's nice that they are allowing the kids to go again, but at the same time, I think it's stupid. But yeah, so it sounds like trick or treating turned out okay overall. If you guys want to talk about your trick or treating stories, by all means, let us know. We'll be more than happy to even maybe add them into the show if we get anything, if we get any responses. Um, let's see here. Proud daddy moments. as we're on the topic a little bit here of trick or treating, I'm actually happy about trick or treating and it being successful. It was never bad. It's just kids always had fun. Hey, baby. Sure she is. But I'll be up. I'll give you a kiss goodnight later. So, yeah. So trick or treating is always successful. This little girl had fun. She always has fun. Yes, it was a little chilly. We ended up going in and out. Like we spent probably 15, 20 minutes outside, come inside, warm up again, and go out again. So we did a few different things with that. But yeah, the kids had fun. Took a nice picture of them. So in their actual costumes, she was a dragon. Don't play with my microphone, little girl. That would not be fun. Don't need to do that. And then Kane was Lucario, a Pokemon named Lucario. I was a dragon. Nico was supposed to be a dinosaur rider. He was that last year. Just a little. His costume was a little big, so he wanted to go like that again. And then Arlo wanted to go as Jumbo Josh, and it's an inflatable. Holy moly, it's a big ass inflatable that he decided to go with. So that was a good time. Again, it turned out to be very successful. Very proud of them for doing so well with trick or treating. So, what's your proud daddy moment?
I'm just looking up Jumbo Josh. Is it that green thing?
It's a big green guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So
That's
for those of you who
looking.
don't know, you should just look it up. It's going to be a lot easier than me trying to show you.
Yeah.
Just type in Jumbo Josh, and it should just pop up in Google or whatever. And Jared's probably
cool.
Like, Jared's like, wow.
That's creepy looking.
And you can find it on Amazon. We found his costume on Amazon, so yeah, it was a good time. I know.
Yeah, so my proud daddy moment, Eleanor has mad pumpkin carving skills and is really mastering trick-or-treating. I kind of was leery on giving her a knife to try and cut it herself. I knew how upset she would be had she, did something wrong to her cat that she drew. So I really wanted to help her as much as possible. Mm-hmm. But she was really getting the hang of it, of carving it, without ruining it. But at the end of the day, the pumpkin was just either A, too hard, or B, the knives are dull because we have the pumpkin carving knives like idiots. I'd rather just use household knives, but that's not really safe for kids. So
no, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
Unless you give them a butter knife.
Yeah, and that doesn't do jack. So,
it worked for Kane.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that next year.
No, don't do it. I don't recommend it. I think I honestly think
he did it.
He did. I just think he kind of gave up trying to use it, so that's why he started just stabbing the shit out of his pumpkin. It's because it was a lot of work to even try to carve it with that. And he kind of just grew impatient.
Yeah, she has that too because she's my daughter. So
Jared gets impatient, everybody. Just let it be on the record. Yes, let it be on the record, Miss Nora. Jared gets impatient. Oh, baby's got hiccups.
Somebody has hiccups. Uh-oh.
And she's getting tired. So it's okay. We all know she'll fall asleep. We've seen it before. Don't worry, right?
Yep.
So cool. I like those proud daddy moments. Again, all of you, share your moments, your proud moments. You don't have to be a dad. Just share your proud moments with us. If it was about trick or treating, if it's something before that or after that, whatever it may be, we want to share those stories. Because we know there are people out there that are like us, and we want to make sure that we can continue spreading the good. Well, spreading the good news.
Spreading the proud moments.
Spreading the proud moments, yes. So, all right. With that being said, anything else? I don't think so. So let's do this. The topic of the night, our 1-year anniversary.
That's right, folks.
That's right. So we're gonna start. Kind of want to start by really sharing our thoughts about the year of recording all this content here. Overall, I think it was really great. It's kind of one of those things we started. I wouldn't say on a whim, because Jared, again, you had reached out saying I want to start this. I feel kind of bummed about what I am, or want to make sure that people know they're not alone. So I think everything has come together really nicely, and I think over the time we've also come up with some great content or episodes. Yeah. Woo! So, with that being said, I really enjoy it. I'm glad that we started doing this. And I know it's brought a lot out. Some of these nights do get difficult. Even though she's adorable, it does sometimes be difficult.
You are a leashed dad.
I am a leashed dad. That is right. And that's not really how. I don't even know how we actually got our name. I think we're just trying to come up with a decent name. And leashed dad just seems to be it. So, there's a big yawn. There's a big yawn.
I really think the name came from us feeling that our lives were chained to our kids and our families, and we don't go out of our way to take time for ourselves. We are selfless for our families.
And that's okay sometimes, folks. Being selfless is okay. But also you still have to make time for yourself. So point well said. But what are your thoughts about, are you happy with the content we've come out with? The recordings that we've come out with? Jared?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really listened to him myself. I'm one of those people that can't watch or listen to his own content just because I do not like the way my voice sounds. But I'm proud of a lot of the content that we put out there and trying to relate to you all. I really wanted, like we said in our first episode, we want you to know that you are not alone in what you're going through. And I kind of wish that we had more feedback from you all to share some of your stories. And if you have any feelings of loneliness or, feelings that, Jesus, I mean, the stuff that I'm going through is just so bad. I wish somebody would just want to hear me out and kind of empathize with me. That's what we're here for. I wish that, some people would reach out and share their stories. And even if you don't want to be in the podcast, write us a letter. We'll read it. Hell, come on. But no, that if I had a gripe, that would be one. But I'm really proud of the content that we did. Especially ones that we put the children's safety and future first. Like with watching their content, making sure they're not watching naughty stuff or the stuff that's an older child and a younger kid's watching it, kind of thing. The punishment, and stuff like that.
The safety features of the house.
Safety features, schooling, healthy snacks. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, no doubt at all. No, I think one thing that I enjoyed doing, honestly, with this content is actually finding those, more or less, is Jared being able to find some guests to share their experience with other things, bringing awareness, helping, like he said before, relating that content to you all. And, as much as we did a bullying episode with one of my coworkers from the past.
Yeah.
One of my friends made an appearance as an uncle, being like a first-time uncle, essentially, and how that changed his life. Not like it did a lot of change for him, being the hermit that he is, but how he sometimes has to be around the children that he's around. how he has to, change himself a little bit so he's not, ill-tempered or whatever it may be, or turn on a filter per se, um, when around the kids. Um, let's see what else. I mean, I think having a guest does really help highlight what we're trying to do, make the content relatable. Now, granted, yes, we understand that out there, the content we do come out with isn't necessarily always going to relate to every single one of you. So we're not saying that that's not our goal, is to
Yes.
make every single episode relatable to all of you all the time. We want to be a community, knowing that yes, in the end, we're all leashed in some way, or if you feel like you're leashed and being selfless, um, and not having time for yourself, that is what we're what we're trying to use. Um, that's the community as a whole. There's going to be segments within the community, but we're not trying to say let's have a niche, um, or like a jock part of the community or anything like that.
Right.
We want to be able to bring everybody together as leashed or chained and selfless, but at the same time pull you in by that maybe you've been bullied or have a child that's been bullied, things like that, or has a child that is the bully. Bring you in that way, but still know that some of these other episodes may pertain to you. You just may not realize it yet.
Yeah.
So that's some fun that I had about with the recording all this content here in this past year for all of you. And I know I want to keep bringing out more. So, any other thoughts, Jared, about the recording? I know she's passed out.
That is so adorable.
It is adorable. I love how she's able to fall asleep on me. Funny thing is, too, is when she's able to fall asleep on me, she'll fall asleep on my chest. I've got the dad bod, folks. So it's very easy for her to fall asleep on me. Whereas if she tries to fall asleep on Sam, just not the same. Little lack of comfort. Being more bony than, I guess, padded, essentially. But, so, yeah. So with the shares, with the thoughts about content, I would love to hear, or Jared and I would love to hear more. We do plan on bringing more guests onto the show eventually. So if you, again, want to be a guest, let us know. Or if you don't want to be a guest and you want to share your thoughts, write us a letter. Jared and I are more than happy to read that for you on your behalf. Write us, or if you want on Spotify, you can send us a voice message. We'll get that. We'll get that in there. We'll record that and answer that question or whatever it may be, and have it be listened. So it doesn't have to be directly like video or recorded during that time. We can always add the recording in as we continue to develop our this podcast as series for you. What about it, Jared? I want to hear it. Tell me. We're going to break this down a little bit, okay? Now that I'm thinking about this, I want you to pick your 2 favorite episodes from the main points, as in, for example, the divorced and married parents, remote parenting, things like that. But then I also want you to pick your favorite ranking episode.
Okay.
Because now, keep in mind, we have done about 47 episodes here between ranking and those actual relatable content for everybody. So we kind of want to go through this, and you guys, if you want to play along or do this as well, let us know, especially if you listen to all the episodes. And if not, this is a great time to go do that. Listen to this episode, go listen to all the other episodes as well on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening to. Not all the episodes are going to be on YouTube, though. Just keep that in mind. So if you do go to our YouTube site, or our YouTube page, not all the episodes are going to be there. We did start that a little late, but that's because we wanted to build the community a little bit, or try to build the community, and then we started slowly expanding that route. So go that way. Take a look, take a listen to Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. Uh, we're gonna eventually expand as well more, and that might be the best way to hit out some more of that community based on some of those places you're listening to. So, Jared, top 2 episodes, non-ranking, and the no, what did I say? Top 2 episode rank, or top 2 non-ranking, and your favorite ranking.
All right, yeah. So I like a lot of the last one we did, mainly because there was a ton of passion in that one. Just trying to put into words the importance of the effect of divorce on children, not just the mother and father, or a significant other, whatever. Be politically correct. But so the second favorite would have to probably be the bullying again, because that was another situation where we had very passionate, honest discussions about the seriousness of kids picking on other kids. And we had both sides of it. We had a child who was the bully and a child who was bullied, and you know we wanted you to understand the importance of both sides of the story in that one. So those are my 2 favorite ones. If I had to pick a third, fun fact, the second episode, the cooking episode, was pretty
Cooking in
fun.
life.
I enjoyed that a lot. We got to do it again.
Oh,
we
we got to expand. I'm sure
we got to do it
even,
again.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
funny because you mentioned the bullying episode, like bullying seriously or whatever it was. We did, if I recall, have a guest on that one.
Yes, your
Uh,
friend. Yeah.
my friend, my coworker, uh, Shantae. She was the guest because it was actually, honestly, it was her idea to do a bullying episode, because we talked about more or less one of her children was being bullied, and then we talked about, in a sense, how my son was a bully at that time. Yes, we did put a quick stop to it. So, I'm glad you bring that up. Some of my favorite ones there. We'll come back to the ranking episode later. But I think my top 2 for our main episodes, our main kind of thing, uh, really almost just when she's around. Like the infantry episodes where she first was introduced. Um,
Yeah.
just because she's adorable. Yeah, sure, she fell asleep most of the time during it because of the time we do record these episodes. But she is just, I don't know. I think she makes it. She can make or break it sometimes. Um, that's just kind of a joking one. No, but I did like to talk about those infantry episodes because you got to start somewhere as a parent. Most times you are starting off when it is an infant, or when you're dealing with an infant. So kind of shedding some light on the infancy, what it's like to be um, dealing with a young child or an infant slash toddler. Um, so that is, like my first one, the actual introduction of uh, being strapped down or leashed by babies or infants at that point. Um, my second, oh gosh, supporting children and their activities. I think that's huge. I mean, it's another passionate episode because not going to say not saying that all our episodes weren't passionate. You could definitely feel passion about some of the episodes differently, or you could feel it a little more, like intensified. But I think
Right.
supporting children and activities is huge because of what they go through and how you have to be supportive, uh, actively, passively, or just not at all. Kind of like that point, maybe you're like, not going to call you a deadbeat, but for some reason you just don't support them in that way. But I think being able to support their decisions of what they want to do, that's huge, because it shows a, a good style of parenting, opinionated. It's a good style, as your children can see that you care about what they want to do with their self at this current point of life.
Right.
So kudos to you for those that also enjoyed that episode. Again, it's like supporting children and their activities. So take a listen to it if you want to know our thoughts about being a supportive parent versus non-supporting, or what it may take and how you can be a support for their activities. But yeah, so those are my top two there. My favorite ones of that time. As far as ranking, as I know I mentioned to Jared, I would love to return to that. Let's talk ranking. So we only had, this was smaller because we started this off a little later, but we have about 5 ranking episodes. Let's briefly talk about those. So we've got top 5 house chores, the MCU or Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Mount Rushmore of dads, guilty pleasure snacks, and top 6 board games. So each of these episodes, we did come up with a kind of a list of our favorite movies or household chores. Mount Rushmore of dads was like the TV shows. Guilty pleasure snacks was just whatever snacks we could come up with, or we came up with and listed those. And then the top 6 board games, what we thought were, well, basically our top 6 favorites at that time. So I'll start with this one. My favorite ranking episode, definitely the guilty pleasure snacks.
Yes, mine too.
I
love that one.
One, it was great because we definitely had a variety of like snacks on there, and some of them were, I will admit, unique, like my saltine crackers.
Yeah.
Snacking on those. But yeah, that was a really good ranking episode because it just talks about the different types of snacks and what you really, really enjoy when it comes to your sweet tooth, or just some random cravings you may have. So what about? I know you said the
Number one.
snacks is your favorite as well.
Yep.
What about it made it your favorite?
It's just fun to talk about food I like to eat. You come to me up at a party or on the street or whatever, and you want to get me talking. Let's talk about junk food. Come on, I'll give you the rundown on why the French onion sun chip is the best chip ever to be invented by man.
Maybe we should do a McDonald's run late at night and sit down and watch some sitcoms like Seinfeld.
I gave up on McDonald's.
Okay, when we were in college, we went to McDonald's at night and we sat in your apartment and ate. We didn't go to Taco Bell. We went to McDonald's that night.
That was when John and I.
Yeah, you and John.
Oh yeah, we did go to McDonald's. That's right.
We went to McDonald's, had some griddles or whatever, and we were watching. I think it was Seinfeld for a little bit in your apartment. Your one, like, single man apartment or whatever it was.
That tiny hole in the wall that was extremely expensive. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, good times. But yeah, no, that was. Snacks are snacks. So if we're making you hungry, yeah, go find a snack. Make it saltines.
Make it nutty bars, nutty buddies, whatever.
Nutty buddies, yes. All right, Jared. So I think you know what's coming up next, since we talked about our favorites.
Favorite jokes?
No, your least favorite episode.
Oh. Well, that's hard to pick. I don't know.
It's not. Which one did you not? Okay, let me rephrase it then. Which one did you not feel so passionate about?
Pardon me, folks, while I review the list here, because I really don't have one off the top of my head that I would just, wow, this is shit.
How about this one? I've got one. So I'll share first while you're thinking about it. Content Council.
I don't mind that one.
I don't
Why
mind
don't
it
you like
either,
it?
but I think it's maybe my least favorite because I felt like it. I felt personally after going through it, all of a sudden, I didn't. We didn't hit the mark of what we were trying to establish.
Oh,
So it's my least favorite based on that standard. It kind of, I think, it fell below our standards. I could be wrong. Maybe have to give it a listen to, but I know we in the first few episodes we listened to our podcast a lot. But I think that's kind of the one that maybe had fallen or was below standards for what we expect or what we want to bring out for you guys. In as far as content, yes, content council is more talking about what we allow our children to watch. I think it misses its mark though in the long run.
well, can you elaborate more? Because I mean, I don't want to be defensive here, but I am passionate. I'm not passionate. I am strongly cautious on what content my children consume. Why is that not a thing for you?
Oh, I'm still, I still like it. It's just sometimes we forget that how hard it can be to control what our kids watch nowadays. And I say
Oh,
sometimes, depending on how much a parent is truly involved or how much you are listening, where you could be completely absent from what your child is doing, right? So I don't think we necessarily delivered the message. Well, I mean, there might be points where delivered a decent message, but at the same time, what else can you do as far as a parent to make sure your child or children are watching an appropriate level of content? What
yeah,
do you keep them to just TV shows, things like that? Um, because nowadays you can't control what they even watch in school, right? So you can't you there are certain things you can control, and I think that's maybe where we miss the mark too. Is like, what do you do when they're outside of your control, like outside of the house? Like let's say they go to a friend's house, you can't control what they watch at the friend's house,
yeah,
so maybe cover some more. And there's something down the line here too as well that I wanted to talk about, and that we'll definitely hit up. But that just stay tuned for that as well. Did you find your least favorite yet?
yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of the authoritarian style parent or this parenting styles episode. I
Okay.
thought I thought we were a little bit too rigid on our classifying our parenting styles when
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit of them all at certain points of like the month or day. Like I don't stick to just one.
Sure. I think
I
we
don't
did
know.
kind of lean. I think we all tried to lean at one point all towards like one style.
Right.
Um, yeah, we did address all four styles. But you're right. That definitely, I think all of us somehow fall into every single category at least once in our life. If not, maybe you do spread across the board all the time, depending on the day or the month. What might be going on at the time that where you need to fall into that, or for example, if you're um, trying to be buddy buddy with your child when you shouldn't be, to me that almost seems like you're like not really being a parent, you're trying to just be their friend, therefore you don't care what they're doing and you just kind of let them walk away. You have no parenting style or parental style at that point. So um, yeah, I not going to argue. I think that's definitely something we could talk more about as well. With that being said, because least favorite is a huge thing, this segues into another question I had that I really wanted to discuss with you, Jared. Um, and this might even be good for listeners as well out there. What episode would you redo, or the different parenting styles?
No, I would get rid of it
Scrap it.
because why would I don't like putting our techniques into silos when we're all supposed to be doing this our own way while looking at what's best for our children, for what we want our children to become. I don't think we need to identify the certain silos and styles of parenting that are out there. If anything, I'd like to have a discussion about, maybe some older parents that raised their kid a certain way and had different outcomes.
No, okay. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I would definitely see that. Um, maybe the evolution of that style, or like maybe how parenting has evolved through, or maybe um, devolved in a sense. I could be wrong. I don't. Maybe it doesn't devolve, or um, or it's just changing, for lack of better words. It's changing. It's not. It's dynamic, right? Parenting is dynamic. Um, it's not static where there's one way to just do it all the time. So maybe you're right. Maybe we just wouldn't return to the idea of this different styles, but find or maybe find a parent that's maybe more leaning towards each of the styles in a sense. Kind of like maybe the older ones were more authoritarian, or there was somebody that was aggressive. You never know. Maybe we could find somebody about that and just see how that's helped them, or how they grew up with that lifestyle or parenting style, and what the outcome was for them, and if they use that style, or if they just decide to walk away from that style and try something else.
Yeah. If I had
Maybe
to
I'm
redo one, I would probably I'd want to redo or extend the one we had with Sean.
the remote parenting.
Yeah, that could have been structured a little bit better, but and given more time to Sean to go deeper into like his motivations. But again, that's either going back and redoing it or extending it with further questions to get
I
in
would
his
almost say that's an
mindset.
extension, like a second part, or multiple segments. Um, because we really only, I feel like we only covered like one or two questions throughout the entire thing. Um, so giving more time would definitely be nice. Kind of dive into his uh, dive into his motivations, like you said, or deeper questions as well, um, because that would just open up more of a relation. Honestly, if I were to redo any of these things, um, I would almost kind of want to do more of a this is dive a little deeper into any of them, just to help create more of a relationships type thing, making it more relatable to people. Sometimes I think we just scratch the surface, and that's just scratching the surface. So,
I mean, we could
eh,
be more relatable if we had some more examples of people's situations that we could take a step back and look at it from their point of view, because it's just us going over our opinions and our stories about it
true,
unless we have a guest.
true. I think to answer the question then as well, maybe the hobbies,
Yeah.
like the hobby, one of our first episodes, just talking about hobbies out there. Um, that's just kind of, we were just listing hobbies, and then we kind of picked our, you know, then we kind of picked off of those hobbies what we would have liked to do, or what we do, or have somewhat of a common
Doo
ground with
doo.
already. I said do, great, but I think I'd like to go over and redo the hobbies episode,
Yeah.
um, making it more. Hey, yes, these are some hobbies you can pick up on. What are some other hobbies? Expand the list even, because you could be a card collector. Hell, you could be I go watch soccer games all every weekend, or other things like that nature. Um, but I think maybe even get an, because I think we had a guest for that one too. Um, I think Shantae was a guest twice.
Oh,
hobbies
yeah.
and
Yep.
the bullying. So I would redo it. Maybe have more of a big conversation towards it. Maybe even get some feedback from people as well about what their hobby is, or something they've tried to avoid because they've learned that it's not something
Oh,
for them.
that would be nice. Yeah. Something that they avoided. Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
So that's what I would. That's what I want to kind of look at or reconsider doing somewhere down the road. Um. All right. So as we're rounding up on time here, make it brief. Which episode were you excited for the most? I know you talked about being passionate, and you've had the ones that you were passionate about. Kind of, I'm not going to call it your favorite because we've already gone through that. But the episode you were most excited to record or really discuss.
Ooh, mental. The coaching old versus new mental. Develop into a
You're
better you. I still, well, obviously, I'm passionate about that, and I'm excited to talk about that because that's what I want to do. You know.
right,
But
right.
yes, that is the one that I was really excited to record and would love to visit it again here or on my channel.
Nice. Yeah, and he's going to give another plug to his channel. Uh, Go ahead or tell us.
Unlocking jarred potential. I've said it earlier in the episode, but there you go again.
Unlocking jarred potential, folks. Yes.
It sends you the. What was the one that you were most excited for?
Yeah, I'm actually going through it right now, looking through our list. Um,
Well, come on now.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Just kidding.
Uh, it's a tie. It really is like a tie. Um, I maybe this isn't the one I was most excited to talk about was our second episode. What's
Cooking.
cooking in life? The cooking episode. Because having your meals or preparing meals for your family, it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I still do to this day. Started maybe splitting it up a little bit more, but I want to see. It was great to talk about it, show people what we like to cook in our house, what our children like to eat within our households. Um, Heck, I would still love to revisit it and maybe even expand on it a little more, just to see what has changed. Because there's definitely been some changes that may have happened. For example, I recently got a cookbook that I've looked at, and I wanted. It's a Pokemon cookbook that I got for my birthday.
Nice.
So it's got Pokemon recipes, and it makes it look like the Pokemon in the end that it's kind of resembling. So I want to try some of those, but that also requires me to find those ingredients. So the cooking one, because I think a lot of people can relate to it, um, especially if you like to cook or have somebody that really likes to cook for you. You want to relate to that. So the cooking is definitely the one I was most excited to talk about. She's put a weight on my arm, and it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Right.
All right. So without further ado, I know everybody's been waiting for this. Um, I think it's very important here, but it's the 1 year anniversary, so I still want to leave off with some great jokes here. Let's, get some jokes in. Jared, do you have any jokes? Or is it just going to be me again? Telling
I
some
never
dad
have
jokes
any
here before we
jokes.
sign off.
I like memes. I saw this one meme today actually before I was gonna take a shower and shave my head. There was a meme that had a picture of Owen Wilson doing his smaller face, and he had a bit of a longer hair, and the writing next to it was never made it as a wise man,
Oh,
couldn't make it as a poor man stealing, which is obviously the lyrics to a Nickelback song, and below
yep.
it said by Kurt Cobain.
Never made it as a wise
I,
man.
I had to read the lyrics twice. Wait, okay. First of all, they didn't Kurt Cobain. That's Owen Wilson. Second of all, wait, that's a Nickelback lyrics. What?
Uh-huh.
Wow. I can't do
Yeah.
Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I loved watching people do Owen Wilson impersonations. I watch a lot of I won't say shamefully,
Wow.
but watch a lot of TikTok videos, and when I find people that do impersonations, Owen Wilson manages to pop up a lot. But I think it'd be fun to try to do that. But he's kind of hard to imitate in a way,
He is.
especially if you don't practice. I think a lot of them can be hard to imitate. Um, but who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe you just have a gift for, or I'm not saying you have a gift for it, but somebody out there that likes to do imitations. Give me your best Owen Wilson imitation or impression, and you know, I just want to hear it. All right, so okay, folks, uh, let's talk about this one. Why did Billy get fired from the banana factory?
Why?
He kept throwing away the bent ones.
That's goofy. That's a goofy one.
It is a goofy one.
I should tell that to my daughter.
Uh, how does a taco say grace? Let us
How?
pray. Yep. Let us
Nice.
pray. All right. So there have definitely been some. I'll say this just to preface this. There may be some different ways to hear this. Maybe not. But how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
8.
Tentacles.
Tensei.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you ever think about it too, it's like, um, another play on the tickles, right? This one's a little dirty, but the factory worker uh, and Elmo, and then finds why the manager sees the factory worker doing something inappropriate with the Elmo having testicles on it, giving it 2 testicles rather than 2 testicles.
Oh.
Yeah, a little dirty, but anyways, all right. I think everybody's heard this one before. What concert costs just 45 cents?
Hmm.
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
And on that note,
Oh, he wants to call it now, huh? Hey, look, you put a scarf on. You getting a little chilly?
yeah, it's a towel actually, but
Yeah,
yeah.
whatever. Same thing. Looks like a scarf. But yeah, on that note, guys, that's our wonderful 1 year anniversary episode. I think we'll look for more exciting things as well down the road. Um, just to recap, we talked about favorite episodes, least favorite episodes, things we'd like to maybe redo or revisit, what we are most excited for, which did lead into possibly expanding. Um, let us know what you feel, and if you want to be a guest on the show, let us know. We would love to plan to have you on, uh, or however you want to make that work as well. If you don't want to be a guest, but you want to be, have something talked about, send it to us. Send it to us via comment and wherever. You can even email us, leashdads14@gmail.com, leasheddads14@gmail.com. Without further ado, hopefully you enjoyed this 1 year anniversary episode, folks, and we will certainly be back with more content relating to you and being chained to your everyday responsibility. Have a good night.